Happy 275th birthday, Osborne Clark. I'm Felix, the partner in charge of our San Francisco office here in sunny California. I joined Osborne Clark almost 20 years ago as a baby law student in Cologne, Germany, because a young OC associate invited me to apply for an internship. I was flattered, so I did, and they took me on board. And when those 6 weeks were over, one of the other young lawyers that I'd been working with said, "Why don't you keep coming in once a week and we'll give you money?" And that was that. I'd gone to law school not out of a passion for the law, but because I didn't know any lawyers at the time to talk me out of it. And I had a completely different career ambition when I started. But working at Osborne Clark during law school did give me a taste for lawyering, and it certainly helped that I got to work on some very exciting projects for very fun clients, like many major video game publishers. What makes Osborne Clark unique for me is the amazing team spirit. Everyone here, and I don't just mean the lawyers, the same is true for our support staff, biz dev and event managers, HR, accounting, everyone is obviously great at what they do. But they also do it with a broader smile, a little bit more casual, a touch more friendly, and occasionally a little bit more nerdy than elsewhere. And that means Osborne Clark is not just a line item on our resumes. That young associate that first invited me to apply, he's now the managing partner of our German offices. And the one that invited me to stay is also still here. And he's been a fantastic friend and mentor ever since.
Hi, I'm Teresa, Senior Associate from Cologne, Germany. In a very hot summer, 70 years ago, I decided to do a voluntary internship with a small lawyer in northern Germany to see what law actually is. Fortunately, it was much more interesting than many of my friends thought. It was even exciting. Some of the fights were like little soap operas. It was super interesting to see how you can assert and support the interests of others through strategic action and knowledge of law. When I started studying, I didn't expect that I would end up working in a big international law firm. But luckily, during the Corona pandemic, when I looked up for a new job, two of the OC partners in Cologne convinced me that I can find an excellent legal education, but especially an relaxed working environment in which I could grow personally at Osborne Clark. Even more, they promised me flat hierarchies, nice and friendly colleagues, a lot of humor, humanity, and tolerance for diversity. And indeed, they were right. I found all of it at Osborne Clark. And that's what makes UC unique in my opinion. And that's why I'm still here today, advising clients in renewable energy projects together with nice colleagues and friends.
The reason I joined Osborne Clark is because the firm shares my same values. It's a very entrepreneurial firm, and contrary to other law firms where you don't have nothing to add, here every individual can contribute. And actually I feel I have a lot to contribute in the US and Latin American strategy of the firm, the International Arbitration Group, the TNC Group, and I'm also very excited about the developments of Osborne Clark Solutions.
Hi, I'm Ramissa from the Berlin office of Osborne Clark. And I actually had a lot of reasons that inspired me to study law. One of the main reasons maybe was that I realized very young how important the law is in everyday life and for everyone. And that especially through a legal dispute that a close family member of mine had, where I could witness firsthand what a difference her lawyer made for her life and how that could really improve her situation. I decided to apply to OC because in the city where I studied, in Düsseldorf, which is close to the headquarters of OC Germany in Cologne, there are a lot of law firms, and OC was known or is known to be a different kind of law firm. In the way that it has a very high standard of work, but at the same time a very pleasant working atmosphere and team spirit, and also some nice Christmas parties. So that's why I applied, and I remember after my first interview that I told my mom, yeah, it's really true, I really like the people and I would love to work there.
Hi, I'm Alex Schlicht. I'm working from the New York office at Osborne Clark, Before joining the New York office, I worked in Germany as an employment specialist in the employment and labor team in Germany, and yeah, moved over here in October last year, so I've been in New York a year. So after 4 years of studying law, 2.5 years of legal required mandatory training in Germany, it was a long time. I was in South Africa, I was surfing, I was hiking, I had a really nice time there. And I decided now it's time to get serious. I knew I wanted to become a lawyer. I knew I wanted to work for an international law firm. So I asked around, the name Osborne Clarke popped up a lot. I applied and yeah, got the job, still here, I never regretted it. So when I was in high school, I did an internship for a barrister at law in Ireland. And in his recommendation in his evaluation, he wrote, Alex might be a natural born lawyer. And 2 years later, when I thought, what am I going to study? Is it going to be engineering? Is it going to be medicine? That sentence still struck me, and I started studying law. I think OC has a unique trust and collaboration among colleagues, and that, for me personally, has led to many friends who, yeah, now I like to spend time with and go on holiday and love to work with.